Hopefully we're live. So really first, I'm going to start. I bought my first crypto. So on 5/14, on May 14th, I sold all my crypto and I made a posting about Bitcoin and I said it's going down to like 22,000, possibly 21.5. It went lower than that. The point was, I told everybody, May 14th, out of crypto. When I got out of Matic, I got out of Matic at 75 cents. So we're talking about how to smartly invest in crypto, right? You don't want to ride it down from 75 cents. I got in at 38.5 yesterday. That is a whole 50% lower. So if I invested $10,000 a month ago instead of withdrawing all my crypto, I would have lost 5,000. Now I'm in for 10,000. If I get a bounce, and I got a bounce the other day, 30% on BAT. That was another crypto play. Okay, you see here, Tuesday, 25K or bust. That's what we're doing. We got a new challenge going. I'm not calling it a small account challenge. I'm starting with $1,000. Once I hit $5,000, I'm going to withdraw $1,000 and play with house money. And we're going to 25,000. Now, here's the best part for anybody following. We're going to do a live stream every morning at 9 a.m. where I include you all because I want to know what stocks you're looking at. So here are the criteria to prepare, all right, for next week. You want to be part of this, you join at 9 a.m. We're going to talk about different stocks. They need to be high volume activity stocks. So you want to look at like an AMD, a NVIDIA, something that's got a lot of activity. NEO, a lot of you like NEO or Lucid. I'm not saying they have to go up or down. We can take either position. The point is, I want everybody to plan. So Love's going to join me on Tuesday, and hopefully others members will join as we go on. But I want to include people on the side making comments saying, can we look at this stock? Can we look at Apple? What do you think of the UVXY? Things of that nature. So again, I'm not saying we've bottomed, but I'm saying we're pretty damn close to bottoming. I'm looking at P's. And I get what's going on in the general public, but the world's still going on. People still have jobs, and earnings are what's going to decide. Earnings and forecasting. So again, U.S. Steel. All right, let's talk about stocks real quick. U.S. Steel came out yesterday. They've had their best earnings ever. Best earnings ever. Well, shit, that's a pretty good sign for a company. So here are some stocks I'm looking at. Look at AA, okay? Alcoa. Even on the bad days that we've had recently, Alcoa has been bought up. All right, inflow. They're buying the shares. They're accumulating. Same with U.S. Steel, which I've been talking about for a couple of days. Cleveland Cliffs on the short end. Now understand, material plays have been crushed for the last month. They're like at the lowest levels. So not only is the market been getting crushed, but materials has been getting crushed even worse. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. Goldman Sachs, institutions are buying up their own. They're buying up the banks. And Carnival, I hate to call the bottom on Carnival, and I'll try not to, but Carnival has demand, and it's still going down. So let's talk about what could potentially happen in the market today, because that's what everybody cares about. It's quad witching. Quad witching is historically been extremely bad for the market. On average, I think the UVXY spikes like 10 or 12%. I'm not saying that's going to happen today. In fact, I've got a crazy, eerie feeling we could see the opposite. And if we see the opposite, it will be short covering. It won't be people saying, this is the time, I'm calling the absolute bottom, I'm buying today no matter what. It would be like, I'll show you because I made charts, I made a cheat sheet. If it were bullish, what's going to happen? Futures start up here. We do a quick dip, maybe a double dip. And then all of a sudden it makes up everything and we're above the beginning level. It spikes higher. People are like, bullshit. They sell off into it, but then it spikes higher. And it continues that pattern for like the full day, okay? That would be short covering. If people are saying we're going to a 3-day weekend, who knows what could happen over the weekend? Maybe the Fed comes out with some stronger words or something to that extent. Maybe something else comes out, some other type of information. So people want to cover themselves. So that's the scenario. Eat premium. Now, eat premium means the institutions are going to crush you today, and you're going to lose premium on every option play that you enter. So that's why I say caution, because if you don't know, you could see something like this. We get a spike at open, we get a quick dip, we get a little W, people are thinking we're going to recover, we even recover a little more, and then it shits on itself. And then it just hovers right in this range the whole day. The bearish scenario. Well, we get that quick morning dip. Oh, we're going to buy the market, sells off, get a W so it looks like it's going to recover, and then it gets worse. End of day, maybe a little spike, and then they sell it off into the weekend because nobody wants to own the stocks going into the weekend because they're still sure we're not hit the bottom yet. So you've got three scenarios, okay? Number one probably fucks most of the retail traders because retail traders probably think today is going to be horrible based on historic quad witching. So number one fucks the retail trader. Number two, guess what? It fucks the retail trader because it's eating the premium. You think one way, they're selling you calls, then it dips, they're selling you puts, and then we hover. And people's premium gets eaten. So please, if you're trading options, I'm going to talk about this is great. And the bearish scenario. Again, fake out, looks good. But why could it be bearish? Because the market's been shit for late. So I'm also going to talk about the 25,000 or bust scenario. Again, I mentioned I'm going to include you. So bring your questions, bring your comments, but also understand when we enter into a position, somebody asked me to explain. So I'm going to slow it down. When we enter into a position, we're not playing SPY options that expire today, same day. Hypothetically, we play on Tuesday and we want to call market direction and we get into some SPY puts or calls, okay? We're going to go out till Friday, which would be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 days. Now, since I'm starting with $1,000, someone said, what would be the likelihood of your first buy? So my first buy might be like a $180 position that goes out 4 days. If I'm playing a stock, it could still be a $180 position, 1 or 2 contracts, but I'll probably go out a full extra week. And I want to trade stocks that have either demand. If I think the market's going up, I would look at something like NIO or Alibaba, which had some good news this morning. You're looking for companies that have some type of news. If it's going to be a bullish case scenario, you want someone that's been bought up. You want someone that just came out with earnings. Like who was it? Oracle, right? Came out. Or again, some of these companies that I mentioned, if US Steel takes a dip, right? They just came out with the best earnings ever. So on any bear market, I'm going to be buying US Steel options, okay? There it is. Because they just came out with earnings. It's only positive. Steel is strong. Materials are beat up. So any bear market day where I see a big dip, I'm going to go and look at US Steel or even AA. I tried to look at Cleveland-Cliff, but that comes in third as far as demand. So again, 1 or 2, I'm looking for dips on these two. Similar to energy, all right? Let's say the consumer demand has gone down for other things, and that would correct the market for inflation. Just energy's going right. Russia's still doing the shit and it's only going to get worse. Putin's going to get sick. Now they have 2 American soldiers that they've captured. So there's going to be diplomacy. And when they execute them, because that's what they're probably going to do, all shit's going to, shitstorm. All right, so let's talk about the market because I want to call this pre-market prep. That's what we're going to do every day, pre-market prep. So you guys will make the comments and shit like that. All right, let's talk about the SPY. So where are we right now on the SPY? Hey, let me open it up. Let me see where the SPY is, and then I can tell you where it's going. All right, 366. We're right now up 0.3. All right, so they already started selling off, buying the pre-market bullshit. Okay, again, it's quad witching. Historically, it's been bad. I've got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping we see. I showed you the picture before. You'll have to go back and look at the picture. All right, so we're at 366. Imagine I had 366 circled. Like I didn't know we'd end up there pre-market. Of course, we're going to end up at 366. So here's 2 scenarios. Again, I happen to think the SPY is going to trade like a 10-point range today. So you're looking for the bottom. If you see the bottom at, or you're looking for the top. Let's say you see the bottom at 361, and I say it's going to trade 10 points today. You would say 361 is the bottom, and it's likely 371 is the top. So you're looking for the bottom to enter calls, or should it spike and you say, okay, it spikes to 376, and that's a 10-point range. I know that's going to be the top. So that's when I'm going to enter puts because it went up too quickly. And again, the only way the market will spike is for short covering. If the market goes up either today, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the first day the market goes up, it's probably going to go up pretty damn strong because there's a ton of short covering. There's so many people that are short stocks in this market and have short derivative positions that the day that it goes up and they all have the light bulb moment. They all think alike. It's a bunch of fucking suits and they all think the same way. So you're putting them on Wall Street, and they're like, "Oh, let's just get out. We secured X percent." They look at the spreadsheet. It's an algorithm, and they literally just have to hit a few buttons on the computer, and it executes these trades. They already have them set up to exit out. So whereas you and I are planning our options trades, they're like, "All right, we're out, Jim. We're out, Tim. I mean, Tim, Tom, Chad." That's what they all are. Okay. All right, so we got the SPY range. Let's go back to that. So 366, let's just focus on it, okay? Because you need to know when the market can go down worse, and if it's going down, when it could actually show some support, okay? So here are your support levels. Let's say we open at the 366. You want to see if it breaks 364. If it breaks 364 to the downside, you've got to assume it's going to get worse. So if you're in puts and it breaks and you see 363.83, hold on to your puts. You want to hold on to them until we hit at least 361. All right. If you're in puts and you see it drop to 364.15 and it bounces hard right back to where we are right now at 366, you wouldn't want to be in puts because you're saying, "Oh shit, we found support. Now we're back at the pre-market level. We're up 0.3%. Matt already said we could see 10 points on the SPY today. So 364 is the bottom, and we could see 374 as the top. Puts would get crushed. So again, I'm not telling you to be in puts or calls because I haven't even decided what I'm trading today. What did I tell you? I told you I saw support for these two stocks. And if they tank at some point during the day and they're down, and I say the market could possibly turn around and we're going to have one of these charts, either a bullish chart, right? Dip and then bull. So if I see a dip here, I buy my X or my US Steel. If I see a dip here, I still might buy those too. Now, worst case scenario is the market turns to shit like yesterday. Bump bearish, right? Even shows you a little there. If I saw a scenario where I thought it was bearish and I got involved in this W, right? This is when I bought in. I'm thinking it's going to rebound up here. It does. I get greedy. I'm still holding. And then the market sells off. If it's selling off, I'm going to take advantage of any spike I can get to get out of my position. Let's say the market is strong and you're in puts. Then you're looking for any massive dip to get out. Okay. If you say to yourself, the market's going to be green today, like pre-market, okay, then and you get that dip, then you want to get out. Now, if you think the market's going to get ugly and it's going to dip and dip and dip and dip, then you hold. Okay. Let's talk about that $25,000 challenge again starting on Tuesday, because Love and I had a conversation and she mentioned that a lot of people don't have her like rock hands, I guess. A lot of people are scissor handed or paper handed. She holds, if she has a position, okay, and she shared with me, she's like, I hold. I know where it's going. It's about having confidence in your position, which is why I want to include everybody in this talk. So let me just see if we have any questions. It's me running the show today. Carlos isn't doing so good. You're in for the challenge. Okay, so again, let's talk about the challenge a little more, because understand when we talk about a position, I'm like, okay, let's just make it up. Let's say it's Tuesday. I think it's going to be a decent day. They'll be strong. I saw China was strong. We're talking about NEO pre-market. It's probably up 4%. The market opens. It dips hard. I'm not getting into NEO yet. I want to get in around 10:45 or 11 or 11:15 when I can absolutely call the bottom. And what am I going to invest? I would go out not till this Friday, but next Friday, so a whole week. I would buy one contract because it's a small account. I'd probably look to put in about $180. What happens if it goes down later in the day, drops to 130? I'm probably buying one or two more. So now I'm $400 in. That's my call. I probably wouldn't touch it the following Monday or Tuesday. By Wednesday, I'll make my decision. Do I need to average down? Has it rebounded? If it's rebounded, have I taken profit? You always have to have a price target. When you enter into a trade and you put in $200, you already know that I'm holding it up to a week and I want to double my money. I want to get 420. That way there's no confusion. The next morning you put in 420 is my exit price. If it gets there, you're freaking happy. You're not like, oh man, I could have got 428. Oh, it's 428. And then it's 414. See, that's the problem. Everybody has to choose their own exits. So when I discuss my exit, it'll be more of a planning process. Love likes to ride the market. And then again, she looks, if she's in puts and we break a level to the next side down, and she's like, we're going to see 364. And then she's still holding because she says, If we break the next level down, I'm expecting 361. So whatever puts it in, Amazon, Apple, understand what moves the market, okay? So anybody that needs trackers, you want to watch Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, okay? Especially Tesla, because Tesla has so many naysayers and so many positive people. I mean, mathematically, based on the numbers, I said Tesla could be at 420. Now, do I ever think that's possible? No, because I would want to buy Tesla at 500. I'd buy the shit out of it. So how's it going to 420? But mathematically, it's just like Shopify is at 300 level, right? It's holding 300 pretty good. The real value on Shopify, I thought, could be $170. And I mentioned that like 3 months ago when it was like 740. Now, do I ever take my own advice? Sometimes. All right. So let's talk about the QQQ. Let me just pull up and see where the QQQ is, because tech has been more strong than the Dow. There's no doubt about that. Okay, the SPY is only up 0.2. All right, so let me bring up the QQQ, and then I will also talk about the SPY range again, because right now it's up 0.2. Okay, it was up almost, I think, 1%, and the SPY is going to move probably in a 10-point range today. So I definitely think the SPY is moving in a 10-point range today. If you can call the top, you want to buy puts at the top because you know where the 10-point range is. If you can call the bottom of the SPY and you think we're having a reversal or support for the market, you want to buy SPY calls. Again, you want to go out past Tuesday. If you're buying calls and today's Friday, or you're buying puts and today's Friday, you want to give yourself a chance to be right. And also, we never call the absolute bottom, which is why you want to start with one contract. You buy a contract and you look at your phone and you're down like 18%. It's so much easier to buy 9 more when you're down 18% than to say, shit, I'm all in with 10 contracts and I'm down 18%. It's a terrible way to start the day. In fact, if you buy that one contract and you just hold it and you finally realize what the worst point of the day is. Oh, it's 12:30. This is the worst point of the day. The market looks like they're going to rebound. You only have that one contract, but you have like $1,000 in your account. You're down 42%, but you just buy 18 other contracts for 48 cents, whatever they are. And when it gets that slight bounce, you're up 20%. So all of a sudden your account from being down like $15 is up like $240. And then you say $240 is a lot of money for a day. Because here's a point. Unusual Whales, who I follow on Twitter, came out with a tweet this morning, said for people making $50,000 or less, over 50% are living paycheck to paycheck. So I'm going to correct that stat because I heard a stat pre-pandemic that put the number closer to 75% were living paycheck to paycheck. So that is why I'm here. Hopefully the people on the side understand that and you don't mind my rant here. But I understand how tough it is right now. And if you are in the market and you do give a shit and you're watching, you're here to make money. You're not here to say, I invested in the stock market and lost money. So all these rules and lessons, you're like, I don't get the fucking range he's talking about. Dude speaks about a range. What the hell does that mean? Were you supposed to buy something? Learn how to trade the range. If you don't, you should. I have a video, unusual options activity. If you don't know what that means, right, and you're not even part of my Discord has a channel, so we show you that. But let's say you're not, okay? You can follow Unusual Whales on Twitter. He tweets it out like 5 or 10 minute delay, but you could still see the unusual activity and you see it and you're like, okay, they're taking a bearish position on whatever stock it is, on Apple. So you watch Apple. Here's an example. Roblox the other day had unusual activity to the put side. This is 2 days ago, Fed announcement. And what happened to Roblox? It was $28. It went up. And I'm like, oh my God, thank goodness I didn't share this with my Discord. I'm going to tell them all to buy Roblox puts because there's like $4 million of activity that just came in. And Roblox went from like 28 all the way up like a full like 3% more, like 70 cents. And that's how it closed the day. And I'm like, see, sometimes it's wrong. And then what happened on Thursday? Roblox gave up 15%, which was like what, $4 or $5 from 28 and change all the way probably to like 24 and change. And those puts would have crushed it. So there's an example, unusual options activity. I made a video, watch it. It's like 10 minutes long, probably less actually, but it tells you, then you watch Unusual Whales or you join my Discord, right? And you use that bot. You don't have to type in anything. It constantly updates unusual activity. So here's the catch, and I'll do a reminder. If you didn't watch the video, here's the thing. You see a green trade, right? You would think bullish because it's green. It's going up. Red is down. Green trade, right? If they're paying the ask, that means they're paying to get into the bullish trade. If it's a bid side trade, then it's actually bearish and the stock's going down. The worst thing in the world is if you don't know how to use unusual options activity and you see unusual options and you're like, oh man, this is bullish, I'm going to buy Apple, and you read it the wrong way, you're in calls, and then all of a sudden smart money's right, Apple tanks, and your position's off 75%. And then if you're one of the people that I used to be and you bought 10 or 20 or 50 contracts right away, you're in big trouble. All right, so let's go to the QQQ. I'm going to tell you ranges for the QQQ because that was what I was doing. It's at 272. What a shock. I only mentioned that because that's where I said yesterday, right? We were at 270. Anyway, 270 is a massive support for the QQQ. So again, here's another reason. I know it's quad witching. I just find it hard to believe that tech is going to sell off, big tech. Apple, Tesla. I got it. They went down 8% yesterday. Tesla did, right? 8%. Big fucking money. The point is, I don't see it dropping another 8% today. I really don't. So I think the QQQ has support at 270. If it does not, you're looking at 268. If it breaks under, then I'm wrong today, and you're right, as long as you know what to do. If it breaks under 268, the market's getting extremely ugly. The UVXY is spiking, quad witching. It's up 15, 18%. Okay, I think we'll see support here. I think the QQQ is going to trade about 7-point range today. So if 270 or even 269 is support, I think we're going to 276. All right, so I'll circle it. It doesn't mean we're going to close there. And there's a chance that the market goes like this up right away and then comes down. So we might hit 276 earlier on. But again, always have a strategy. No matter how you're trading the market, you've got to have a strategy. Okay, I'm going to read some questions or comments now. And then I'm going to let you guys kick some ass in trading today. So let's just see what we have. Yeah, your video might be freezing. I'm sorry, man. My internet sucks. There's like a big rainstorm out here. Oh shit, I'm lagging. God, that sucks. Okay, yeah. So some people mentioned, hey, someone about Meta, you have a call's thought on it. All right, Snap, Netflix, HYG. Okay, so HYG will move with the market today. God, this is so difficult. When would I add shares of Amazon? $99 is good. I know it's probably like what, 102 today or something like that. You're looking for dips. And when you add shares of Amazon, you're talking about like, let's say small account. You're adding 10 shares here. It's 10. You're not buying your whole allotment right away. You're buying 10 shares. Okay, another market day. SPY's back at 370 or something like that, or 360. You're buying 10 more shares. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix supposedly is gonna start charging. So I mean, Netflix and Snap, you have to wait for the market to bottom. All right. You can't just say they're good pricing right now because they don't have the earnings. All right. So the same people the way I tell my Discord, you're looking, if you're buying stock, you're looking for best in class. You're looking for companies that have earnings. Okay. I don't mention Apple because Apple's earnings are single digit now, but I would go to Google, which has a ton of ad revenue. Internet revenue. Yes, it was down with the war in Ukraine and Europe's all in disarray and now they're not getting revenue from Russia. But again, Google, Amazon's a great source. I mean, is there really not a better company run in the US than Amazon? So it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, Jen, I would just be adding Amazon. I mean, if you add 10 every dip, 10 shares, 10 shares, 10 shares, 10 shares. And again, I like material plays. I like the banks. I would be adding Goldman Sachs. Or you pick a bank that you like. I just like Goldman Sachs because my experience on Wall Street, they're the smartest bank. I mean, it hasn't changed in 30 years. ChargePoint, I would be careful. I would rather be in Plug. We all mentioned the Plug offering last week. I think Plug was like $17, $18. Then it went down to $14. It has some support. So if the market gets ugly, I would not be in Plug, right? But if you see support in the market, especially in EVs, and I've seen EV stocks, NIO, Lee, XPeng, they're all doing quite well lately. So let me just see if we have any more comments. But again, Tuesday, bring your questions, okay? Bring your stocks. I want everybody involved. Love's going to give her interpretation of the market. I'm going to give mine. I'm going to say I'm looking for this. But again, doesn't mean we have to trade on Tuesday. She said she doesn't know what the market's going to do on Tuesday. I said, me either. How are we going to tell them? I said, we could tell them you're not even going to trade on Tuesday. The point is, when you're growing an account, and I mentioned this before, you're not trading to lose money. You're trading to improve your financial status. And there's no laughing about it. Whenever I see a member laugh like, oh, I lost $4,000. I should have been out sooner. 4,000. I mean, there's no joking matter. Money is money. All right. I'm not talking about material shit. I'm saying you need to live. So please join me. Watch the Unusual Options Activity video. I think BBIG is going to spike soon. I've got a ton of videos. I'll see you guys later. We got to get to trading. I think we got some 5 minutes